Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop, no. Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop, no.
Welcome to the Isobel Show. Today we are going to make asparagus scones. And first thing we need to do is you need to have some cut boiled asparagus. And what you want is you want to cut your asparagus so that the very, very tops are separate from the stalks. And you want to take your stalks and put them in like a slap chop and chop them up real nice. Good job, Isobel. You know how to work that. You chopping, Isobel?
Yeah.
Are you chopping asparagus?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
Good job. And when it's all chopped up, it should look something about like that. Really finely minced. Isobel will eat one and show you. Is that good, Isobel?
Yeah.
Now you're going to want to save the asparagus tops for later because we're going to use them as a garnish on top of the scones. So now let's head to the kitchen and mix it all up. You want to get your oven preheating to 425 while we're mixing. First thing you need to do is add in 2 cups flour and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And we actually did this, but it didn't record right. Trial and error. It's our first episode. So Isobel already has that done, and we're also going to add in a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, Isobel, you going to dump in the sugar?
Yeah.
Alright, very good. And we're just going to blend it just a little bit just to get it mixed. Isobel, you want to spin the mixer? Spin the mixer. There we go. Very good. Also, what Isobel is adding in is she just added in a half teaspoon of salt. You really do need that. We ground it ourselves, so that's why it was in the big cup. Okay, here. Add it in, Isobel. We have 4 tablespoons of butter going in, and it helps when you add them if they're cut into smaller pieces, because you really want to get them mixed in good, and sometimes it helps to let it sit at room temperature for a bit, too. You dropped it. It's all good. And we're just going to mix that in a little bit, get that blended in really well. Just kind of let it go for a bit. Now she added in 3/4 cup buttermilk. And you know, if you don't have buttermilk around the house, just do 1 tablespoon of vinegar to 1 cup milk, and it works great. My grandma has used it, and some other people we know have used it. She is also going to add in a big handful of cheese. So go ahead and add in a big handful of cheese. You want it to be about 1 cup, but really we're just guesstimating, and we're really just making a huge handful because it's fun to make. Okay, add in 1 more little handful. Alright, good job, Izzy. And dump it in. And next she is adding in her asparagus. And you're going to mix it in and make sure it gets mixed in really well, and then we're going to shape them. Yep. And this is what your dough should look like when it's fully mixed. Okay, the first thing you have to do after you've got it mixed is flour up your baking pan so you can knead them out. They need to be kneaded about 6 or 7 times. So just kind of kind of work that flour into them and just kind of work them out. And then you'll take a rolling pin and you will roll them flat. And when you roll it out, it's best to keep it kind of thick because it is going to be a scone. And you just want to kind of cut it into triangular pieces like so. And then just set them aside. And after you've set them aside, you just want to garnish them with an asparagus top. Like so. And that looks really pretty when it bakes up. And we're just going to do a whole bunch more like this. And that is what your asparagus scones should look like just before you stick them in the oven. Now hopefully you've had it preheating on 425 and then they'll be just ready to go. Bake 12 to 15 minutes until tops are golden brown, brush with butter, and enjoy. Thank you for cooking with Isobel. And that is what your perfect scone looks like.
To you, everything's funny. You got nothing to regret. I'd give all I have, honey, if you could stay like that. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. It could stay this